Hi everyone! Today we are going to talk about some spiritual topic. A boy from Louisiana whose name is James Leininger, starting around age 2, he began having nightmares about crashing in a burning airplane. Over time, he shared specific details that astounded his parents. The plane was a Corsair fighter. It took off from USS Natoma Bay. He flew with a fellow pilot named Jack Larson. He also identified himself as James Houston Jr., a real World War II pilot who died in the Battle of Iwo Jima. Leininger could recall his life as a World War II pilot, including his name, the aircraft he flew, the missions he was on that check out historically, but no one has ever taught him these things. Leininger's parents checked down records and confirmed James Houston Jr. indeed served on Natoma Bay, flew a Corsair fighter, and was killed in action in 1945. Leininger later met Anne Barron, Houston's sister, who confirmed that many of his details matched her family history. Jim Tucker, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia, claimed this is one of the strongest pieces of evidence supporting reincarnation. It's hard to say whether there's reincarnation in a past life, but if we look at it from a different angle, wherever we go, we leave traces. If there's a cosmic database that records every person and every event that had ever happened, and if somehow Leininger can receive this record directly through whatever method, then even if reincarnation doesn't exist, it can explain why Leininger knows about Houston in his life. Is there really a cosmic database? In what form does it exist? And who can read these records? This is what we're going to talk about today. This database is called Akashic Record. It is often described as a compendium of all universal events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent ever to have occurred in the past, present, or future, encoded in a non-physical plane of existence known as the Akasha. Clear as mud? Simply put, it is an intangible universal library that records everything. The ancient roots of Akashic records are Akasha, mentioned in the Vedas, a basic substance from which our material world was created. In the late 19th and early 20th century, the Akashic records were gradually shaped by Theosophist and New Age thinker. Akashic records don't have a format in the physical scientific sense, but over the centuries, people have tried to explain their nature using metaphors or theories drawn from different disciplines. Here are some various perspectives attempts to describe Akashic record. 1. It is a non-physical, energetic, or vibrational field that permeates all space and time. 2. Akasha means ether. It is a substance that fills the universe, serves as a carrier for light, sound, and information, and Akashic records are encoded in the ether itself. 3. Some propose that Akashic records might correspond to a quantum information field they call A field. 4. Another interpretation says Akashic records is a broader spiritual version of Jung's collective unconscious. 5. Some spiritual teacher believes Akashic records are holographic in nature and are encoded in light or geometry, sometimes perceived in vision as libraries of light, scrolls, or digital-like blueprints. Does that mean if you master the key to Akashic record, you have direct access to unlimited knowledge and skill? And explain why some people have inexplicable flashes of inspiration and incredible talents that exceed human limit? Could it be some of the genius in the history have been using Akashic records without knowing it? Tesla once said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is the core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration." He often visualized his entire invention in his mind and built them directly without blueprints. He said, "The vision of my induction motor, complete, perfect, operable, came into my mind like a flash." In addition, Mozart's creations sometimes emerged directly from his imagination. He once said, "When I am completely myself, entirely alone, or during a night that I cannot sleep, it is on such occasion my ideas flow best and most abundantly. Whence and how they come, I know not." Mozart's wife also confirms that Mozart's imagination presented the whole work. When it came to him, it was clearly and vividly, and unfolded all the wealth of tone which nature had placed in his spirit. Last example, but not the least, all of Einstein's great inspiration for the special theory of relativity came in 1905, which he called his Annus Mirabilis. The special theory of the relativity, which he devoted his life to developing, was based on these inspirations. The commonality among Mozart, Tesla, and Einstein is their creation process is nonlinear. That is, it is not a gradual improvement through experimentation, but rather the work itself or the core component of the work emerged suddenly as a whole. Their intuitive, holistic insights and complete creation in one go sounds like tuning into a database and receive their work directly. Could this database be the Akashic Records? As we said from the beginning, the Akashic Record is an all-inclusive database. If you are a quick thinker, you will probably be wondering at this moment whether there are people using Akashic Record to predict the future. Yes, there are. Edgar Cayce is one of them, and probably the most well-known. Edgar Cayce was born in 1877 and died in 1945. He was called a sleeping prophet. He claimed he could access Akashic Record in an unconscious state after being hypnotized. He had predicted Great Depression of 1929, the occurrence and the participating country of World War II, the discovery of Dead Sea Scrolls, the use of blood to detect disease, and El Nino and La Nina meteorological phenomena. Some predictions were accurate, and some were ambiguous and were up to interpretation. In addition, Cayce also used Akashic Record to treat illness, explore the causal relation of one's past and present lives, interpret dreams, explain supernatural events, and guide one's spiritual growth. Having said so much, do you already have a yearning for Akashic Record and wanted to find out more? It is said that as long as the right method is used, anyone can read Akashic Record. As for what is the right method, it varies from person to person. Some people meditate, some pray, some use guided visualization. There are also certified practitioners who offer professional readings for hire. In fact, Akashic Records are more than just curiosity. If used correctly, they can be a tool to improve life. They can be used for self-understanding, understand the recurrent pattern and the root cause behind them, healing, release past life trauma or unresolved emotional blocks that are currently influencing your life. Guidance, help insight into life decision on career, relationship, and such. Spiritual growth, deepen the connection with your own soul and align your life with who you really are. Compassion, don't see yourself and others as broken or flawed, but as evolving souls on a meaningful journey. I don't know if Akashic Records really exist, but I hope they do. Just like we can learn from history, we can also learn from Akashic Records. At the end, I leave you with this thought. If you are having deja vu feeling about a place, person, or thing, or you are experiencing a moment of sudden genius, maybe you are resonating with the frequency of Akashic Records. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks. Bye-bye.